All right, as we continue, and as we reported in our opening monologue tonight, the House Intel Committee chair, that would be Devin Nunes, he has sent a letter tonight to Attorney General Sessions that says the Fisa surveillance application for Carter Page, a campaign associate in the Trump administration, for the Trump campaign, appears to be a clear violation of FBI rules for submitting evidence to the Fisa court and may also violate criminal statutes. Mark Levin's legal foundation, the Landmark Legal Foundation, has also filed a motion. They're asking the Fisa court to do something about the suspected abuses allegedly committed by the FBI and the DOJ. He's also the host, our new colleague. We're proud to have him, and that is Life, Liberty, Levin. We ought to call it the Great One. He's also the host of Levin TV, CRTV, Mark Levin. This Nunes memo that I have here, that the FBI could have committed crimes and that they broke protocol, don't we already know when you don't tell a FISA judge in your initial application, subsequent renewal applications, that Hillary bought and paid for the dossier and it was never verified and the law specifically says to verify it? Don't we know that they violated a law? Mark Levin, constitutional scholar.
You know, Sean Hannity, let me tell you something. The judges on this FISA court so far have gotten away without being scrutinized. If you're a federal judge, forget about the FISA court, a federal district judge, appellate court, the Supreme Court, and you know as a matter of fact that you were misled. Now, I want everyone to listen to this. And you know as a matter of fact that the information that was provided to you or the information that wasn't provided for full context led you to issue a warrant to spy on an American citizen under the idea that the American citizen was an agent of Russia who was likely to commit a crime. And by the way, that citizen, Carter Page, last time I checked, he hasn't been charged with anything. If you're a judge, and we've had successive judges in this FISA court over a period of 1 year, and you don't do something about it, Congress needs to look into this. I do not expect the Department of Justice to investigate the Department of Justice. I just don't. I don't expect the FBI to investigate the FBI, but I damn well expect federal judges serving as FISA court judges to make sure that conduct wasn't committed in front of them. Now, let me tell you something. Last April, Landmark Legal Foundation filed secretly with the FISA court because we don't have any standing. Nobody has standing. Nobody really knows how this works. And we said to the court, hey, judge, guess what? Guess what just took place in your courtroom? Here's what we said. You have the inherent jurisdiction to order an investigation of the FBI to get answers to this. Number one, last April, have this court's order or orders been used by intelligence and law enforcement entities of the federal government as a subterfuge to surveil private citizens and at least one United States senator, we were thinking of Sessions at the time, for political purposes? Number two, did government officials seek one or more national security surveillance warrants from this court as a pretext to conduct an investigation for the purpose of affecting an ongoing national presidential campaign and subsequent transition of an incoming president? This is last April. Number three, when applying to this court for one or more warrants in this matter, did the FBI inform this court that it had apparently paid some of the expenses of a former British spy who prepared the dossier, reportedly relied on in whole or part, in its application to convince this court to issue a warrant? Number four, when applying to this court, this is us to the judge, for one or more warrants in this matter, did the FBI inform this court that the dossier it reportedly presented in pursuit of one or more warrants had originally been prepared by the former British spy for a Washington research firm conducting opposition research against the Republican nominee for President of the United States, Donald J. Trump? This is important. Landmark Legal Foundation respectfully requests the court, the judge, the FISA judge, sitting in banc by herself, that she should direct the government to complete its investigation and report its findings to the court within 90 days. The court should also consider whether it's appropriate to issue an order to all relevant federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies to show cause as to why they should not be held in contempt for failing to protect the secrecy of classified information obtained pursuant to the court orders. Now, do you know what the judge said in response to us, the FISA court judge? I want you to listen to this. April 25, 2017. This is Rosemary Collier, the presiding judge. Keep in mind, the judges on the FISA court are picked by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. These are district court judges for the most part. So they're existing federal court judges. She wrote in this little order, the court has received a pleading titled Motion for Leave to Appear as Amicus Curiae, on and on and on, us, Landmark, on April 20th.
Explain that.
5 days later, she says, although presented as a request to appear, there's no matter pending before the court with respect to which such an appearance would be proper. Now listen to me. This warrant was extended 3 times. That matter was still appearing before this court. That's number one. Number two, the court has ongoing jurisdiction to supervise the conduct of attorneys, the FBI, the Justice Department, before the court. Contempt may reach backwards, even after a case has been concluded. In other words, this FISA judge, and quite frankly, was misdirecting when she said the matter's not before us anymore, when it was still before them, and this court, like any federal court, still has the power to reach back and hold people accountable. She did nothing. She did not call in the FBI, as far as we know. She did not call in the Justice Department. She did not ask for answers. She did not ask for an investigation. She didn't hold a contempt hearing. Nothing. You know what that tells me? Something smells like a rat, which means this.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
This is all great information. Mark, this is how I see this. Remember the Grassley-Graham memo? Huge news. They said the bulk of the FISA application consisted of what we now know to be unverified information. Fusion GPS, co-founder Glenn Simpson never verified it. The FBI never verified it. The Deputy FBI Director, Andrew McCabe, literally said, no dossier, not even an application. You're right. It's renewed every 90 days. So if you have an opposition party candidate using unverified Russian lies in the lead up and then post-election to undermine a president, and what we know as of now is none of it is true, is this based on your knowledge of history? At least the biggest abuse of power and corruption in your lifetime? Because to me, this is Watergate. Are you kidding? This is Watergate times 1,000 to me.
When you and I spoke way back in March of last year, and we laid this out, we were called kooks, conspiracy theorists, almost everything we've said, and we didn't have a lot. We were pulling it together. And I was focused specifically on the FISA court because there were leaks about the FISA court. But I want to underscore something tonight, Sean, and it is this. These federal judges sitting on this FISA court act like they have no role in this.
Baloney.
They were abused. The court was abused. The court was misled. People should be held to account. They read the newspapers now. They watch television now. We presented this judge with the evidence and filed it.
Last thing.
Congress needs to find out now why these judges, even today, aren't holding these people accountable.
Comey said to Trump in January of 2017 at Trump Tower, oh, it's salacious and it's unverified. The FISA application, the first one, was 3 months earlier. He, by his own words, is admitting he violated, as Greg Jarrett said earlier, as many as 6 laws. These are felonies, Mark. You don't lie before a judge, nor do you present, especially when it comes to the Constitution.
I'm talking about a court needs to protect itself.
Agreed.
Any federal court in America, if somebody lies to a court, omits material facts to a court, information is not presented to the court, a court is misled. Federal judges every day, they hold people to account. These judges in the FISA court have not. Let me just say this quickly.
Last word.
It's time to abolish the FISA court. It's time to create a new counterintelligence-related court. It should not consist of existing federal judges. They should be confirmed, not for life terms, for given terms. The FBI and the Justice Department, when they go into that court, should not be alone anymore. There ought to be an office within the federal government that's there to ensure that civil liberties are protected. There are things we need to do with this court
All right,
right
who's
now.
on your Life, Liberty, Levin, Sunday nights, 10 Eastern? Who's your guest this weekend?
We have a full hour with Chairman Nunes, and we
Awesome.
go over everything soup to nuts, and
Yeah.
it's going to be absolutely
By the way,
spectacular, so I hope everybody watches.
I love Walter Williams this past weekend. Great opening show.
Thank you.
#1 in the ratings. Awesome job. All right, great one. Good to see you. Thank you.